I love Thailand. I've been here for 2019, but first time I've been here, I make 3 fights to win 3 bonus.
Yeah.
So now every time I make 1 or 2 wins, I will come back here.
All right, welcome back to the Real Quick with Mike Swick podcast. We are now at AKA Thailand in studio, brand new studio. Our first in-studio guest here today, superstar Johnny Walker. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, my friend. I'm glad to be back here.
Love having you. Been coming here for a long time, training and coming to Thailand and stuff. So we've seen you quite a bit through your career. When was your first UFC fight? 'Cause I'm trying to think of the timeline of when you started to how big it's gotten.
I'm not sure, but I believe it's 2018 or 19.
18 or 19. So it's
So
changed a lot.
First time I became here, I did my first company
Camp.
train
Yeah, you trained with us.
for a fight at Kalyon round 3.
Roundtree. And you won that fight with an elbow.
Yeah.
And he's fighting Pereira now.
Fight Pereira for
What's
the
gonna
belt.
what's going to happen in that fight?
I don't know. Kalyon is really savage on his fight, And if he really put what he have, like he's a danger, You can see all of his knockouts when he really want to fight. If he respect me when I fought him, and then I put on him, because we all savage.
You mean like put him on like a pedestal, like he was
Yeah,
gave you too much respect.
you
If he
have-
does that to Pereira,
You
he's
can
going to be in
respect.
trouble.
Yeah, if he respect Pereira gonna knock him out.
Sure.
So he have to put his game. Like if every time when I lose because I don't put on the guy. If you don't put the guy, put on you.
Yeah.
It's simple. Everybody's so fucking strong there,
I mean, we learn from our mistakes. I mean, we talked about this the other day actually, and we learn from our mistakes. And it's like if he wins against Pereira and becomes the champion, you had a big part of that because from the mistake of losing to you, he started training Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And that's when he got better, and that's when he's won all these fights. So if he goes on to be a champion now, you kind of started that journey from him losing.
And if he
to
gonna
going
be
to be a
champion,
champion.
I'm gonna be champion soon as well. So he probably gonna have a rematch because.
But this will be obviously the next championship.
But too far ahead for me. I
But
just have to focus on my next fight.
You're gonna stay light heavyweight or heavyweight?
I'll go heavyweight, but
go heavyweight.
I need to finish business in light
Light
heavyweight
heavyweight
first.
because you're a big dude.
Yeah, I need to take my advantage. I'm still young. Once getting started, it's always hard to cut the weight.
Yeah.
I'm 110 now, so have to, and I'm lean,
Yeah.
so I have to go 93. I'm still young and 32, so I still can do. But when I get a little bit old, like 34, 35, then
You get old.
it's not old for fighting,
You feel old.
No, old for fighting high
No,
performance,
I know, I get it. Yeah.
And
I mean, you're in
then-
the prime. You
Yeah.
still have more prime left, so you're good. And
I think I can
MMA
do 93 until my 36.
MMA, it seems to be you can fight a little longer, and your
Yeah,
prime is a little
if you
later
have-
than
yeah.
other sports
Yeah.
because you need that experience, plus you need the athletic ability,
Yeah.
and then still some youth
But
left.
I'll end my career on heavyweight 100%.
Heavyweight, you're gonna go back to okay.
No diet, no cutting weight. Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
So the biggest fight in heavyweight right now, where you're going to be headed, is Stipe versus John Jones. Obviously, John might fight the other fight after, but right now it's Stipe and John Jones. What do you think about that fight, considering they're both getting older? John's obviously younger. Stipe is like 42,
Yeah.
but
I think John's 37.
he's one of the best heavyweights of all time. So what do you think about that fight? Do you think John can pull it off, or you think Stipe is going to win?
I believe Jones have everything to win the fight because he's still young and he never have much trouble on all of his fights defending his belts and stuff. And Stipe is already fucking 42, a little bit
tough.
old. The age really get heavy, the injuries and everything. Everybody that's an athlete, your body is not the same after 20 fights,
Yeah,
professional
and that's
fights.
too. Fights put age on you as well. It's not just about your age. It's about
Even
your
when
fights.
you win the fight,
Yeah.
you spend your joints, your body, your bones beating the guy up,
Yeah.
If you just you hitting somebody or kicking, you hurt your chin, your knee. Even if you knock the guy out,
Yeah.
you still have damage on your body. So a lot of fights make a lot of damage in your body too, not just the age, So these guys have a lot of fight. I believe this is going to be the last fight for both.
Yeah.
I don't see Jones fighting much more after that because it's going to be unfair against his legacy because imagine Jones, he's the GOAT, he's the best, but
Yeah.
I don't think he can fight guys 10 years younger than him.
It's not. I mean, I don't.
It's not fair as well.
That's
no?
what I was about to say.
It's
Same
not
thing.
fair.
It's not fair.
It's not about.
It's not fair.
He can fight, but it's not gonna be fair because if he was the same age the guy, he probably gonna beat the guy. But
these guys that want to fight, a lot of these guys that are older legends of the sport. Same thing with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. It's like
that is
to beat Mike Tyson is like
make no sense.
Dream
That
of
fight.
every boxer in the world, and you can die and be in heaven forever after you beat Mike Tyson. But beating a 65-year-old Mike Tyson is just not fair.
Make
so
no
that's
sense.
not fair. And
I don't agree with that.
I don't. So it's the same thing with Stipe. It's like it's tough because these guys that are getting older, they're still good fighters, but they're not going to fight their best.
Yeah.
And then the people chasing John now too. It's like he was the best of all time. Everybody wants to beat the GOAT, be the first guy to beat him. Other than Matt Hamill. I was at that fight with Matt Hamill when he did the 12-6 elbow. But a lot
now
of
it's legal.
They want to beat the GOAT, but it's like the GOAT's not the GOAT as he was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So it's like you can't just wait till he gets 60 and then beat him and then take all the credit. It's like it's not fair. And these guys, I hope John Jones has enough. I honestly hope John Jones has enough after this fight set up outside of fighting that he can walk away and stay the GOAT of his time and not have that legacy ruined. Because even if Mike Tyson loses to this fight at 65, or if John Jones loses to someone younger than him, it still hurts their legacy. Even though it's not fair, even though it wasn't the best, you can make up all. This is a sport that you have no excuses. You can never say excuse. You never say you're sick. You can never say you're hurt. Fans don't agree with that. So it's like it still hurts their legacy. So John Jones is like, since Khabib left and Islam's still fighting, John Jones is kind of like the last guy remaining that can walk away with a really good legacy and not have it damaged. Like Ken Shamrock's an example. He's a huge part of the sport. I mean, he created so much for us. He was the first mixed kind of fighter that's represented not just jiu-jitsu or not just striking, but just mixed. And he went out there in the beginning when it was like questionable and dangerous and scary and did really good. I mean, everyone should respect him on a high level, but because he kept fighting and losing, it's almost like people see him as a joke now. And I don't want to see other fighters. Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
They see him as more of a joke, like not serious, as they see him as like a legend or like a John Jones type guy. Yeah. But he did enough to get that credit. And so I hate seeing these guys that deserve their legacy. They fight too long, and then they ruin it, kind of,
Yeah, that's the thing. I set myself a time zone as well, no?
Yeah.
If I keep fighting after my 37, I want to fight guy the same age, the same name, the same like kind of fighting quantity on the record, because they probably have the same injuries or the same span of joints or same lifetime like me. Because if I fight a guy, imagine I'm 37, gonna fight a guy 25.
Yeah.
He have naturally more stamina than me and everything, because obviously Glover was champion 42, but that's out of the books,
It's tough, man. And in my last fight too, I was 37. I was fighting like a 22-year-old.
That's not fair.
I did okay and I felt great, but still I could feel a difference. There's a difference when you fight somebody that's...
You slow down, you get heavy, injuries, so much thing to add on top your body, like age, speed, damage on your joints. And the other guy, they have more testosterone, everything heal up quickly, he can train more. Right. It's just not fair,
Yeah, it's true. I know you come here and you're always family here at AKA Thailand. You're working on your striking. You're toning up your striking and your stand up. You're doing strength and conditioning at another gym that's very good. Outside of Thailand, which we'll get into Thailand life a little bit more in a minute, but outside of Thailand, how's your training? Because you're training with Kavanaugh, right?
John Kavanaugh, yeah.
So that's Conor McGregor's trainer. How's your training outside of Thailand, like your main fight camp and everything? How's that going, and what do you go through compared to here? Because I only see you here, obviously.
Yeah, really, really good. John was the best coach that I have until today, He really improved my game, all of my MMA game, because he have all of the ability. He's a jiu-jitsu coach, grappling, So he improved everything that I need to know, understand around when I put somebody down, to hold them, to control the positions, work through. Like every week when I have a UFC fight, the Monday and Tuesday following week, we work towards what's work on the fight on the weekend. Like, this guy did this, this guy did that. We can skip, we can use this, and we just always get the best finishes and then work through. So that's really good. I've been working for the last 4 years. So my ground game improved a lot, So I believe now to I get to the next level, I just need to work more on my wrestling because I have good ground game now, and the striking is good. I was sharpening my Muay Thai. So now I have wrestling, but I need to practice more, with high level guys. So it's what my next step. I'm going to America next month, and I'm gonna train with Cormier and Khabib and AKA, so to get close the gaps. Then I'm gonna have my striking up, my jiu-jitsu and grappling up, and then my takedowns and wrestling. So, and then the division's in trouble.
Yeah, let me ask you if this is the same for you as it was for me. I know you trained with Cormier a couple times, so your wrestling's obviously getting a lot better. And he said great things. So for me, I'm like you as far as like a kill all fighter. Like just a pedal to the metal, just go striking, killer instinct kind of fighter. And I got better on the feet and better at that same style when I got better on the ground.
Yeah,
because I was confident. I didn't have to fight on the feet and worry about getting taken down or worry about going to the ground because I was confident that my jiu-jitsu was good, my wrestling was good. Are you looking to change your style up a little bit from what it was before, or are you looking to have that same safety and confidence that like you don't have to worry so much about that and you want to keep getting those knockouts and keep being exciting and keep...
Yeah, I'm obviously going to keep you excited. Like I like to finish the fight.
Yeah, I know.
For the last 3-4 years, I'm already never scared to somebody took me down because I have high level jiu-jitsu. Okay, take me down, and what you gonna do? I didn't have no chokes on UFC. Nobody can choke me on UFC. All of my fights was mistake on my striking. Yeah. So I never have a lot of trouble on jiu-jitsu anyway. So I should use more my jiu-jitsu. So I'm just gonna...
But you have it. I mean, you're getting
a little bit
better and better, so you have it now. And it's going to be unexpected, too, from your opponent. So that gives you a little bit of advantage.
I'm going to use everything now. I'm going to be MMA fighter, I'm going to wrestle, I'm going to strike and jiu-jitsu. And obviously, every fight, I will finish, I was looking for the finish, to knock somebody out or to choke them. I don't like to take them down and win by points. Like, I think this is ridiculous. This is... Obviously, works sometimes, but it's not my kind. And I don't think nobody like the guy that like to put down and win by points. No, people like to see who is the best, who is winning, who is the real winner. I like to be real. If I'm there, don't let the referee decide for me, give me points. You win by point. But you took the guy down and hold him. Yeah. For like 3 rounds. Like nobody like that.
That's what happened in my last fight.
I go there, man. I wanna. Yeah, it's boring, bro.
Let me ask you. Speaking about that. So a lot of the champions now, a few of them, I'm not gonna say names. A few of the champions now are that way. They're not fighting at all. They just win by points. They're just out there to play the game and win. And in my career, GSP was kind of one of the ones that wasn't as exciting, but he was the best and he played the game perfect. And I think because he won so many fights and was a champion so many times, he got the higher status. But I think if it was anybody else and they had a loss here or there, they would never have been as famous as GSP because he wasn't that knockout kind of guy. What do you think about some of these champions now that have the belt? They're the champions. They're all the pressure's on them to entertain the world and sell out these shows, and they're fighting really safe. Because I guess I don't like to name names, but there's a few of them that are fighting this way.
There's a few, and I don't blame them. It's the best that they can do it. They are good doing that, Doesn't make me happy watching them. Sometimes I don't even watch.
Yeah, I'm the same. That's what I was gonna say.
Like, I know he's gonna win. I know he's gonna win. He's gonna be bored. But I don't care. But it's good for them. It's working for them. They make their life and everything. But I like to go there and finish the fight.
But they're not gonna. I think it shows with your following 2.2 million on Instagram. People like to see someone who goes out there and fights. So it's like it does hurt them, and it hurts us as fans when we got a main event. And you can't be excited for it because like what's going to happen, or even if you don't know what's going to happen, it's going to be not exciting. So it kind of hurts them for their popularity, and they don't have a lot of followers. I think it translates. You have a lot for where you're at.
Yeah, and I'm not even champion yet.
Yeah.
God bless me and becoming champion there is gonna be crazy, my friend. It's gonna be crazy. Gonna be champion that kill people.
You're gonna think it into reality. We just talked about this the other day at the mall. But it's like making things come to fruition by thinking it, and your mindset seems to be really sharp right now. And we talked about me when I was coming up and my post fight and how I've found success here in Thailand. And I feel like just to compliment you, your mindset's not only in fighting and not only in your career and what you're going to do until that championship part, but then even after. I think you're on the right track. And I wish a lot more fighters thought like you and prepared so that they wouldn't come to a dead end at the end of their career.
I believe that most of the fighters, nobody teach them because most of them come from a poor background, not much education, just like a dream, and they train so hard and have a little bit ability. They made it, but nobody get them ready for the process when they are there with fame, with money, and afterward as well. So I always read a lot of books and have a few good mentors, people that I see him and see what he does, and that this is get nice. I'm gonna follow this guy. I'm gonna see what he's doing. I read that book, so I get ready for everything. I try, and I do grow as a human being, not just as a fighter.
Right.
People always think, go train, go do this. Even on social media, you see people. If I post a video dancing, bro, I'm just having fun.
Yeah, just
not
being,
because
being
I'm
real.
dancing doesn't mean that I'm not training.
Yeah.
A lot of people, go train. This is why you lost your last fight. Blah, blah.
I got the same
guys,
thing.
it's just having fun. I'm a human being as well. I'm allowed to dance. I'm allowed to have fun with my friends, with my family. So I'm growing as a fighter every time because I always train. I train the whole year, and I'm gonna keep training until I can't do this anymore. I always train. That is no doubt. I never lazy. I enjoy it. But I have my personal life as well. I play video game. I go to cinema. I go to the beach. I dance. I do other stuff. I do silly things. This is normal. But most of the fans, not most, a few. A few fans, they think you just a fucking machine. You just have to train and eat, sleep, repeat. I do. But I also have my personal life. If I don't do my personal life, it's good for your mental health as well. If you don't do something else off fight, you get crazy.
And it's good that you open that part of yourself up for the fans. Most people close that in. They don't show up because of that reason. And it happened to me as well because when you win the fights, you can do anything. I mean, like Sugar, you can dance around and act like a fool and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And the fans are like, yeah, you're the best, But if you lose a fight, then they pick your life apart and find out every way they can tell you how you lost the fight somehow. Oh, because you danced. Oh, because you are a human being. You shouldn't go to the movies. You should be training 10 hours a day. No one can train hard and focus for 10 hours a day. It's impossible. It's impossible, bro.
That's no.
And if you can't think about it for 10 hours a day, you go crazy. So you have to get your mind off, So all the best used to play video games and do things, watch movies just to get their mind off.
Play golf, play something else.
Fight week at a UFC fight week, it's like everybody watching movies, and then the room's like getting their mind off fighting. It's everybody has their thing. Going to the theaters, we go to the theater, and all the fighters are there in the theater watching the fights. But one big thing that changed, I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm sure a lot of people want to know, is you got a baby now. We just went to the mall and you brought your baby, so it's so adorable. How do you think it's gonna affect you in your future fights? As far as, is it gonna make you more cautious and more of a father figure, or is it gonna make you more aggressive and more, I got someone else to take care of, I want to do good? How do you think it's gonna affect you, and how's it affected you so far in training?
Yeah, doesn't really change much my life because I always focus. I always just add more. No pressure, just small motivation, And then the next guy that I face him, I'm so sorry for him, but now I have a baby to feed, And I want to make sure that I come back safe for my baby and for my family, And with the victory as well, because I need to raise him, grow him, and provide for him, not just for him, but for my family, my whole family. So it's just, I believe it's really bad for the other guys. Good for me, bad for them, because now I'm going for kill.
Yeah.
This is the business,
And do you know anything that you can say publicly yet, or is it, or do you have any idea that you can mention of any next fight?
I don't have a contract. They just offer me a date, so I have a date in January. So
probably around January you're gonna fight.
Yeah.
And you'll be ready because you don't take any time off. You're here right now. It's September.
Now it's
October now. October 1st.
No, I'm going to finish here. I'm going to go do some pads,
Yeah, you're going out throughout the podcast, do some more pads. So you're training full on and super hard right now. And, you got a long ways till January still. So that's awesome. And then, and then what about Thailand in general? You here a lot? You're training a lot? I mean, I know you're here for training too, but you love the lifestyle here.
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think it helps if other fighters, because I get a lot of people that are fighters and fans of fighting and train in some aspects of some sport, and they ask me, why Thailand? Obviously, this is the reason, my gym, but it's like, why did you pick Thailand, and what aspects does it change in your training and your lifestyle that helps you as a fighter and helps you in training? So what outside of the actual pad work and training does Thailand do as far as the stress, the food, whatever, to help you kind of feel comfortable.
Yeah, personally, I love Thailand. I've been here for 2019, but I'm gonna try to be more technical and show you why for like a professional fighter is good. I believe and I feel, just to show like in papers. First time I've been here, I make 3 fights, 3 win, 3 bonus.
Yeah.
And then I lost, win, blah, blah, blah. Took too long without come back. And then when I come back, 3 more wins. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So, and then I lost 2 and blah, blah, blah. So now every time I make 1 or 2 wins, I will come back here. Why? We have good weather here, sunshine, the beach, and we have a lot of facilities, good facilities, AKA, to train. The Muay Thai, the striking. These coaches here, all of them, they have more than 200, 300 fights. Yeah. So they really know how to hold the pad, how to teach you for the strike-wise. And people don't know, but Muay Thai have a lot of takedowns. That's crazy,
Yeah.
So it's really good for improve your striking. And also we have as well like jiu-jitsu, Western. You can do all of the training here because they have facility here in Thailand, all of the martial arts that you need, and a lot of training partners as well, because everybody come here. So it's kind of capped off the fight, but it's cheap. There is good food. You can have a fresh coconut every day. So, and massage, bro, I just heal. Yeah. I came here, bro, like an old man.
Did a massage every day.
Every day, man.
Yeah.
I came here like an old man. My back sore, everything. Now I almost heal. I have 2 more weeks. These 2 weeks I'm gonna really focus on massage and yoga, and obviously I'm gonna train, but I'm almost 100% healed. That's unbelievable. My back, my joints, my knee, everything get better, like released. When I came here, I feel sore everywhere. Yeah. The sore disappear. Now just a little bit more. I work on my mobility more. The weather helps. The heat is good for your cardio as well. Like fresh food and very cheap. So I think the reason is that good food, cheap, massage, good training, striking, and have everything, and it's cheap.
And your family with AKA Thailand, of course, you come here all the time. But now I just built poolside, so now we have
more things. Now
we have to get you we have the only underwater fight gym in the world now.
Right.
So now we got to get you in the water and do some breath hold training and get you see if that helps you.
And obvious work on the water when I have training camp. I told you I do like a without the
take all the air out and
then I do laps, to push. Water really helps take off the pressure of the joints as well, and you can still do high performance training without the damage on the joints.
I know everybody wants to go to Thailand because Thailand's so cool, but you can't come to Thailand without coming to AKA Thailand. Come on.
And lastly, because I'm from California, which is a real high-paced kind of place, I'm going to ask your opinion from where you're from. Obviously, you stay in different places, locations, Vegas and wherever else. Do you notice also there's a lot less stress in Thailand? Like everything is a lot more, we call it sabai, but it's a lot more relaxed. And so that helps calm you and keep you focused a little bit more. For me, that's a huge factor being in Thailand is, I go home to America and California, you go to the grocery store and people are like pushing the cart like a race car. They can't get their food fast enough and get out. And if there's like 2 people in line, they're like,
yeah,
I gotta
people
wait 5 minutes to get out to my car. Like people are freaked out at the grocery store. Here it's like just everything is so relaxed.
A guy on the motorbike and you in the car behind him, you're just like, okay,
You have to
And
follow
he's
a
like,
kitchen sometimes. There's like a full-on kitchen motorbike cooking
yeah,
food. You got to
and then
follow
you
this
just,
little kitchen
okay,
going slow.
Okay, no problem.
And you're just like,
She's
okay.
not in a rush. I'm not in a rush also.
Yeah.
Nobody's in no rush here. So it's
Yeah.
really good for the mental health as well, because everybody's like sabai, no, chill. Nobody in a rush here. And that's really good because take it off the pressure. You know, you don't need to, I need to do this, I need to do. No, you don't need to do nothing. Just go train. If you can make it, you make it. If not, you do tomorrow. So you just release yourself, you know. It's good for the soul, for the body, for the mindset. Thailand is amazing.
Yeah, and coming to it in here, I want to definitely ask you about your brother. So he's had a couple fights at the UFC. What can we expect from him, do you think, in the future?
Bro, he's big, good genetic, and he's really focused on his career. I want he don't do the mistake that I did, so he's learning, improving. He's not the same as me, but he can be.
Yeah.
You know, he's still young. He's 26. He's a size, bro. He's bigger than me.
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
a big boy.
Fucking. He just needs to keep training, keep evolving. I wanna connect with him, or I'm gonna visit him more in Russia. He's gonna come to America and I'll train with me as well. I just want to improve his striking a little bit more, and he have a great future. You know, he's 26. He trained for 4 or 5 years, and he's made to UFC. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I did the same. He's kind of on the same path, but he have me as a guide, so he don't do the same mistake that I did. So probably he's gonna have the better career than me. I believe he have everything to do better than me. You know.
Yeah.
I still doing. I believe I do great, and I'm gonna do great.
So you're going to be a champion, and he's going to be a double champion.
Hopefully.
That's what's going to happen.
Hopefully.
That's the Walker family.
Let's see. I wanna do everything that I can to help him.
Yeah. And lastly, is there anything else you want to talk about or cover? Anything else in your life that we don't know or that the fans might want to know about? Or?
Yeah, I'm moving to Las Vegas next month. We October 1st today, right?
Yeah, just no, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm lost too. I just found.
I have
out
2
today
more
was
weeks
first.
here. I leave on the 11th. Come back to Ireland. I'm gonna sell my cars and pack my bags and go to America. I'm gonna be training Performance Institute and probably Extreme with Sean, Strickland, and Michelle, the big guys that they have there. I'm gonna find a good coach and Pad Mans and good training partner. I'm probably gonna go to AKA in California, train with DC, and probably Khabib as well. And yeah, it's gonna be a Walker 2.0, a better version of me, and I'm excited.
2 more things really fast. Just as far as people, either when you were coming up or now, did you have any like heroes or people that were inspired you, inspirational? For me, like I remember going to my first fights, and then especially when in UFC, I had all these highlight videos of like Fedor and like Vanderlei from Pride and Shogun, and I would sit in fight week and I would just watch highlight after highlight after highlight to get myself, because I was an aggressive fighter, like Vitor Belfort as well. I was an aggressive, like bloodthirsty fighter. So I'd watch all these guys doing it over and over and over and just get myself psyched up to be like them. Do you have, or did you have, or maybe still have some guys you looked up to that really you think helped you in some way, shape your career and get out there and be motivated to fight the same way as them? Like I'd say Vitor's my biggest one.
Yeah. My hero is Jesus. First of all, I follow everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Jesus is the best ever.
Yeah, of course.
But on the fighting way, I started fighting because I watched this guy, the Brazilian guy, like Anderson Silva.
Yeah, sure.
And Vanderlei Silva, Jose Aldo. So this was my inspiration. And obviously, I like to see the best knockouts and the aggressive guys like Conor as well. I watch Khabib to understand his ground game. I kind of watch these guys when they finish doing their best to motivate me and try to learn as well from them. Like, this is good, this is not good. And I try to always learn, try to copy them because it works for them, And then I think I can really replicate what other guys do as well if I really pay attention and learn how they do and why. So like Fedor as well. Fedor's one of the biggest one. Like that guy is just, for me, one of the ghosts.
I remember back in the day when he was just untouchable. I mean, he's lost more recently in his career, but before in his prime,
there's
nobody could touch him. They couldn't even touch this guy. They were broken before they even fought him. And then
so explosive, so quickly.
Then Vanderlei would do this, and then the opponent would just break. Yeah. It's over. The fight's over. It's not. It didn't even happen yet, and he'd win. Like Sakuraba a couple times. But as soon as he did this, is like they just broke, like just broke. They were done.
So
He won like
obviously,
10
I
or
always
12
watch
fights in
it.
a row, and Anderson Silva I think won like 12 fights in a row or something, 15, something like that in UFC.
He's defended his belt this much times.
Crazy.
I think 12 or 15 times defending, like fighting for the belt, the title shot.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva, it's crazy.
And the last thing I want to ask you is just because you're a perfect person to ask this, because you got guys that are undefeated, they haven't tasted defeat yet in their career, and you have guys that's lost a lot and they're not going to be a champion. You're someone who has had defeats, but you're still a star. You got a big following, and you're still on a champion road. You still can be a champion and have a great into your career. So given that you've had the losses and the downs, also with the big wins, and you're still on that road to be a champion, what advice would you give to people coming up on how to handle like maybe something that you regret or that you're happy that you did in your career, and then what advice would you give to other people that you may have made a mistake and can help them not make those mistakes to help have a smoother ride? Because we all make mistakes, obviously.
It's really hard, but I learn a lot from my loss and from my wins as well. I don't regret nothing.
I mean, so just basically,
Because I learn.
when you have a loss, just learn from it. Don't just take the loss and move on. Learn from that loss.
If it didn't happen, I would not learn.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna do the same mistake that I did before.
Yep.
Every time I get caught on the strike, something, like I remember one fight I was kicking, like against a Superman guy. What's the black guy? What's his name? Ryan Spann.
Oh, Spain.
I
yeah.
give a tip, front tip, and a land on my front leg. I should tip from here. And come back here.
Yeah.
So when I land, I
push
give him my
Chin, yeah.
And another fight I did kind of the same. So I stopped doing that. That was one of the things that I started learning. So I stopped kick and land forward. I did with Kalaev as well, but it was low kick. Was, again, kind of the same mistake, but in a different way. I give a low kick, I think, and I land forward and give him the distance. If I didn't make that mistake, he's never going to touch me. So I have to keep improving because the same mistake can happen in different ways.
Yeah.
So you need to learn from your mistake and try to replicate again, Watch your own clips and see what you're doing wrong. So this is my advice for people. Like, if you want to achieve the greatness, you need to set yourself a goal. Like, don't do the same mistake that I did before, And keep training to don't do that. Watch other people's mistake.
Mm.
Why he lose. It's really, you have to really commit it to your career and watch other people's loss as well, and other people's winning, and see why they win, why they lost, where's the mistake. You have to be your own scientist, and you have to be nerd if you want to be the best.
Yeah.
You have to watch and see what's going on, why, And I never regret no loss, no mistake, because I learned from them.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot repeat anymore, And one thing that really helped me to be what I am and gonna bring me to where I want to go is believing in myself and don't let nothing to make you believe in the opposite. No,
Nobody
I
knows
can.
you more than
Nobody
you.
know what
Yeah.
I do every day. Nobody know, just 'cause on social media, they don't know my personal life, what I do, how hard I work, where I come from. They see the winning. Nobody see the on the backstage, how hard it is. It's really hard.
Yeah.
So always believe in yourself. And when I say try hard, it's not be train so much until you have a fucking injury. No,
Yeah.
try hard is consistency, Every day. Sometimes you need a day off, but I think the secret for success is consistency and commitment.
Mm.
Like, just example for commitment, like I'm watching a movie, but it's going like I stand at 10 p.m. I have 1 more hour to finish this movie. Why am I gonna sleep 11? No, pause the movie. You finish the movie the other day. Go to bed, sleep. Prioritize your sleep, your nutrition. So this is commitment. You there for your business.
Mm-hmm.
And consistency every day.
Yep.
Commitment and consistency is, I believe, is the secret for the success. And believe yourself. You have to be a lot of faith, in yourself. And I was talk to you another day about the Secret, the book that I was reading.
The first one, yeah.
You need to visualize, because everything starts in your mind, right? But you need to put in the physical world. Write down. You start visualize here right now in your bank account, in your wallet. You know, write down a fucking check for $2 million, whatever. Now one day this check is gonna be true. It's already on my wallet. You know what I mean? And believe and start visualize and put on the real world. Just know in your mind, I wanna be champion. I'm moving to Vegas now. I'm gonna build some stuff to hold my belt. I'm gonna live there. This is for my belt. When I have my belt, I'm gonna put my belt here.
That's good, yeah.
You know, and work towards your goal.
That's how I built everything after my career, is by visualizing and then putting it down and just never stopping.
And when you see all of your dreams and things that you draw, you look, he's here in reality now. You know, it's work.
Yeah, it works. And when people ask me the same question I asked you, it's like, learn from your mistakes. But it's like a lot of people don't realize, I see these fighters now, they make some mistakes in their fight and then they win. And then they're just excited. They won. They're celebrating. And they're like, I want to fight next week. I want to fight as soon as possible. And it's like, I think a lot of fighters don't understand. You can learn from your wins too. Like I always took time between my fights. And even if I won, I would break my fights down and look at my mistakes. So you don't have to lose to have mistakes and to learn from. You can learn a lot from your wins. I made a lot of big mistakes and still managed to win. But I didn't just think about how I won the fight.
You could
I'm the best.
win easier if you fix the mistake.
And I could have lost very easy too. Very close, you know, a couple fights. So I think that's a big message for people. They need to understand that you can learn from every single fight, and you should.
Take your time. No rush. You know,
I think that's a great one too.
Just because you won now, I want to fight next week. You may be ready, even if you train like since young. I start training very late, like I think I was 21 or 22 years old. So some people start 5 years old or 7, no? When they are 18, they already have a lot of So maybe these guys, they are ready. They don't need to stop. They can keep winning. But even though these guys, they take their time, they pick the right fight on the right time, you know. They don't rush. If you rush too much, we say in Portuguese, a pressa é inimiga da perfeição. The rush is the enemy of the perfection. So never rush. God took 7 days to make everything that's here now, right?
Yeah.
And the last day, he took a rest. Yeah. So why we don't do the same? We are just humans, you know?
Awesome, man. Is there anything else you want to shout out? Any sponsors or anything that you want to cover?
I just shout out for Aviator.
Aviator, yeah, it's a game.
Monster and Outwalk watches.
Watches. I saw your watch the other day at the mall. It's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good Cobra.
And that is the one coming up, but
I looked it up on the website. I didn't tell you, but I looked it up. There's like a Cobra one I liked on there as well.
Nice.
I looked it up though.
I have a new one coming up, but I can't announce yet. But I mean, it's gonna be a good buy for me.
Cool. Good well, thank you for being the first guest back. We're back, guys, 100%. I'm to a point where I want to start doing these again here at the gym with people that are interesting, and obviously guys like you that are my friends and the UFC and have a lot of fights. So thank you for being the first guest back and just being you, man. I love talking to you. I love you coming here, and I love watching your fight career because I see so much of myself in you, and I know you're destined for greatness, not only in your career but after your career. And so I love watching it.
This is the most important.
I'm living my life through you, kind of like my younger life through you, because you're so close to how I was.
This is the most important because some people, the career is like 10, 15, maximum 20 years of career.
Yeah.
20 years is so fucking long career. Yeah. And you still have your whole fucking life to live
30
after
more
that.
Years, yeah.
So plan your fucking life because your life is not just fighting, you know?
Yeah. Well, cool. I agree with you 100%. Thanks again, and appreciate you being here and sharing everything with us and being an open book. And hope you guys took a lot from that. Please stay tuned. We're going to come back with a lot more episodes. We're back here at AKA Thailand. The Real Quick with Mike Swick show is back. I said that 4 times. They're going to really know it's back.
We're back.
It's really back.
Let's go.
In case you didn't get the message there, we're back this time. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.